In this video, I will be revealing my stock portfolio tracker and how to use it step by step. This is a very useful tool where you can see your whole portfolio in a snapshot. So you can see in terms of your portfolio holdings, you can see the investment categories of which your portfolio is broken down into. If you go further down, you can see your portfolio performance in this waterfall format, and you can actually amend these dates so you can see how your portfolio has performed over a specific period. And then if we scroll further to the bottom, you can see a breakdown of your performance by investment category. I will go over how to use this for yourself step by step, and if you are interested in downloading a copy of this spreadsheet for yourself, then click the link in the description. The first thing you need to do is to go into this setup tab at the bottom. You can see at the top here it says that you only need to fill in cells which are highlighted in yellow. However, I have already filled in the first two tables for you. So this is basically just the currency table, and I've used the most commonly used currencies here. And then in the second table, I've got a list of the different types of investment categories that your holdings would be categorized into. So I have covered a lot of categories here, but if you did want to add your own category, you can do so in any of these yellow cells below. And if I scroll further down, you can see the investment accounts. This is basically where your money is invested. So I've put ISA, which is very common in the UK, and a LISA, which is also a tax-free account for UK investors. But if you are from the US, you can use a Roth IRA, or if you wanted to add a 401k, you can also do so here, just like that, in any of these yellow cells. So you can choose to leave this as it is or add your own. And if we scroll to the bottom, this is the bit that you need to fill in. So you can see here in this table, I've already added in some stocks and ETFs. But if you did want to clear any of this, you can literally just highlight it and click delete, and that will remove all of those companies. So the first thing you need to do is just enter the stock or ETF ticker symbol. So in this case, I will be entering the ticker symbol for Tesla. So that will be TSLA, and that will populate the information in here. And the currency will be in USD. So the currency column is taken from the first table at the top, and the investment category is taken from the second table. So do ensure you have the sufficient information within those first two tables, but as I said, it's pretty much already filled in, so you don't really need to add anything. So the investment category for Tesla will be consumer cyclical, because I believe that's where the car sort of manufacturers are categorized into. But of course, if you wanted to say put it in technology, you're free to do that as well. I will quickly add some more ticker symbols. Do ensure that you fill in this column in H. This is very important. So it asks if the stock price is quoted in cents or in pence rather than dollars or pounds. So in this case, I know all of these companies are listed in dollars, so I will put no. However, for my next example, which is a UK company, it will be in pence, so I will show you that now. If I scroll to the right, there is a note for investors outside of the US. So for any holdings outside of the US, do ensure you include the stock exchange symbol in front of it. So in this example, I am going to invest in a UK company called Unilever. So for this, because it's on the London Stock Exchange, I will put the symbol before it, which is LON, and then I will put a colon, and then I will enter the ticker symbol that is relevant to this company on this stock exchange. In this case, it's ULVR, and the currency, because it's a UK company, is in pounds, and the investment category is consumer defensive. So in this example, I will put yes here. And the reason being is because this is quoted as pence on the stock exchange. So if I do not click yes, it will grossly overstate the value in my portfolio. Now I have completed the first tab. As you can see, it was very easy to do. I've literally just put in a few portfolio holdings, but obviously in your case you can add many more companies to this. You can either add companies that you are invested in or companies that are on your watch list. So now the next thing I need to do is go onto the trade log. So I have cleared all of this for the purpose of this video, and I will show you how to do it step by step. So if it is the first time that you are using this and you already have a portfolio, then you can just include the date as today's date. So do remember to follow the format that is shown. If I use today's date, which is September the 29th, I will use the month first, and then the date, and then the year, and then I can go into the transaction type. So I will put buy, but you can also put sell, and if you receive a dividend, and also if there is a stock split. So I am going to just put buy, and I will put my ticker symbol as Tesla. So I'm going to assume that I bought 100 units, and in this tab you can just put your average price. So this is assuming you've already got a portfolio. If you haven't got a portfolio and you are buying it at the current rate, then you would put the rate that you are purchasing it at. But in this case, because we just want to build a portfolio of holdings which we already have, I am just going to put the amount per unit. So let's just assume I have bought Tesla, and I have bought it when it was trading at $200. So it does say use the local currency. So obviously Tesla is a US based company and it's shown on the stock exchange in dollars. So I will assume that I bought it at $200. That's my average price. And my trading fees, you can add this in if your platform does provide trading fees. So I'm just going to use an example of £10, and in the investment category I will say where this was purchased. Was it purchased in my ISA, my LISA, in my taxable account, my Roth IRA, or the 401k that I created earlier? So in this case I'm just going to assume it was purchased as part of my tax-free ISA. I will now quickly populate the rest of the trade log. Again, this is assuming I already have a portfolio, so the initial work may seem long. However, once this is all set up, you can easily add transactions as and when they happen. So once we have entered all the transactions on the trade log, we can now go onto the dashboard where we should be able to see our whole portfolio. So if we just start from the top, we can see portfolio value. So as of this date, which is September the 29th, the portfolio value is £101,798, and it's comprised of 5 individual holdings, which is what we entered earlier. And if I scroll down, you can see how much is invested in each one as well, and percentage weighting of each of those holdings. And if you scroll to the top, you can actually change that. So you can change your currency to USD. So you can see that will change these values here. So that's gone up, and if I change that back, you can see it goes back down. And if I scroll down, you can see the breakdown by investment categories. And if you didn't want the values to show, you can actually edit it. So if you click on this box and you click these 3 dots and you click edit chart, and if you click customize on the top, and if you go onto pie chart, you can change the slice label. So instead of having the value, you can just have it as being empty, but in this case I've kept it as value. Or you can also have it as percentage, which is basically the same value that's shown here. So you can play around with this to suit your own personal requirements. So if I scroll down, I can see my investment accounts. So everything, as you can see from the trade log, was invested in the ISA. But obviously if you had investments in other accounts, it would show accordingly. And then we've got the portfolio by currency. So we've got 4% of it is in pounds and the rest is in US dollars. This is because in the trade log, when we entered it, there was only one UK company, and as you can see, that's a small percentage of the overall portfolio. And if we scroll further down, we can see the performance of the total portfolio, and we can change these dates. So yeah, I can see how my portfolio has performed over a certain period if I did want to change these dates. And if I scroll further down, I can see more information about the contributions I've made. So that would be the sum of all the buys and any withdrawals. So from the trade log, you can actually sell a transaction. So if I did that as a quick example, I will do that now actually. Let's just say I wanted to sell some of my Tesla shares. Let's just say I wanted just to sell just 10 units, and I'm going to sell that at $220. So I'm making a bit of a profit there. And if we go into the dashboard, you can see the sum of the sales has changed. So and then the investment returns, and then you've got the portfolio ending value. Again, you can change these dates so you can see how your portfolio's performed over a specific period. And if I scroll further down, I can see my non-annualized return. So again, these are these same dates that I've included at the top, and you can see overall the total portfolio in this example is 6.7% return, so that's doing fairly well. And then again, you can scroll down to see the performance by investment category, and again, all of this information is just simply inputted from this trade log, so it is very simple and very easy to use. There is also another tab here where you can see your portfolio holdings and how each of the individual holdings are performing. So you can see, obviously, for example, Tesla, we've made an unrealized gain of 8.8%, but the majority of your information will be in this dashboard. So this is a very easy to use platform, and again, if you do want to use this, then just click the link in the description and you can download a copy for yourself. If you have any questions regarding this spreadsheet, then do let me know in the comments below, or alternatively you can send me an email, which I will leave in the description. And if you are still here, then I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed the content.